Europe, a continent that has it all. Football, money, a ton of inhabitants, but most important, a lot of racetracks. Like, a lot. So, to pick a top 5 is nearly impossible, but I still tried my best. I also tried to leave out racetracks that already featured in some of my other videos, and for some reason, also Circuit Assen, cause I just feel like this circuit has all rights to get its own video. So, today we are looking at 5 very interesting European track mods you will hopefully enjoy driving. Before the video starts though, I want to apologize for my 2-month absence from YouTube. I know it was way too long, but I just got too comfortable watching the Euros and having vacation, so yeah, that's that. Also, your support has been more amazing than ever. I mean, 250 subs. That's quite something. Anyway, let's move on with the video. Hey guys, and welcome back on my channel. Today we will take a look at some of my favorite European tracks and track mods. So without further ado, let's start with number 5. I think some of you might recognize this place and some don't, and that's totally fine, because this actually is a fictional track. It first appeared in Gran Turismo Sport, where it became famous for its sweeping asses and that one gigantic curve with a hell of a lot of incline. This track comes in good old GT Sport fashion with a total of 8 different track layouts. In case anybody is wondering, which I'd assume there is, I used the standard GP version. As you may have expected, this track got ported over from GT Sport to Assetto Corsa, and I have to say it was done with pretty good quality. Of course, AC's and GT Sport's engine don't match 100%, so some curbs and bumps react a little weird. But for a fictional non-laser scan track, this was still done pretty darn amazing. Also, like it is in GT Sport, I'd assume that this mod is pretty fun to race on with controllers and your friends, and just in general, to have fun. So I highly suggest to give this mod a download. From warm Italy we arrive in the UK, which can be, well, if anything, colder. Since I used Oulton Park in some other video, I wanted to show off that the UK has a lot more amazing tracks to offer. So Oulton Park pretty much was a no-brainer to choose here. It is a track with very unique characteristics. For example, it is probably the world's most bumpiest track that is not built with cobblestone. It has elevation changes, is super narrow and goes through a forest. I think you can see why some are calling it the mini Nordschleife. My main problem with this mod is that some curbs and bumps are just too over exaggerated, to a point where driving a free cast gets close to impossible. And of course that's not entirely how it is in real life. So because of this I put this mod a little lower on this list. However, it is still pretty amazing and you should try it out. Now, this is a track I first got to know about when Billy Monger won the race, and I always found this track quite amazing. My main problem is, however, that it is quite short, which I guess is pretty normal for a Formula 3 street circuit. The mod itself is extremely well done, to a point where I would say it could be Kuno's quality. The AI, the curbs, street profile, I don't know, it just ticks the boxes. So at this point you might wonder, why isn't it on the first place then? And well, for me I would say I really like the track, I just think the lap is too short for me to properly enjoy it. This doesn't mean, however, that this mod is bad or anything, it's just my personal opinion. Still, I highly suggest you to try this one out, it is definitely worth it. From a historic Formula 3 venue, we arrive at a place that could host F1 and also MotoGP races at the same time. However, as most of you should know, the Dutch Grand Prix will most likely always be at Zandvoort, which makes an F1 race here pretty impossible. Still, I thought it would be fun to throw some F1 cars around this place, and damn was I right. For comparison, this circuit has a lot of similarities with the Turkish Grand Prix. Especially the fast corners on the back straight and sweeping chicanes really make for a similar vibe. Probably the most interesting thing, however, is that this circuit is extreme fun without actually having significant elevation changes. I think that is because of the sweeping but also tight, fast but also slow corners, so basically the circuit has a lot of variety in corners. The mod itself is very well done, though in my opinion the AI is very aggressive in some occasions. Although I didn't include Circuit de la Sarthe here, of course we will still visit France. The Circuit de Nevers Magny-Cours, or short Magny-Cours, has a lot of history. Probably most notable, it hosted the French Grand Prix from 1991 to 2008, before losing the Grand Prix track status. Today, the track is home to a lot of other racing series, for example the GT World Challenge. Because of that, I chose to drive the Huracan GT3 car here. In my opinion, this track made it on the top spot because it has elevation changes, long sweeping corners, tight hairpins, but most important, two extremely fast chicanes which keep you on the edge of your seat every time you drive them. So pretty much, name anything, this track probably has it. I also really like to drive the first corner, because going over the crest you always drive blind into that gentle dip, but nearly full speed, which is fun but also scary at the same time. The quality of this mod is also superb, which is another key to this finishing on the top spot. So yeah, with that said, try it out, it is absolutely worth it. Right guys, that's about it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any more to add to this list, be sure to post it in the comments down below. Oh, and also, the earliest the next video will come out is probably in a month, so please keep that in mind. And with all that said, bye! See you in the next one.